Alright, giving a little update on a finished irrigation system. I know a lot of you've been watching the progress on this, and it's cool to see. Of course, I got a few adjustments to make. You can see the heads aren't spraying perfectly, but that's zone 1. Here's zone 2 right around the corner. Zone 3 is actually going to be down there, and I put the 1, 2, and 3 on the along the roadsides, along the edges, simply because if I want to go back and run 1, 2, and 3 after the whole thing is ran, just to hit the edges again. So that's kind of why I numbered them like that. 4 is going to be right here up against the house. Now this is where I think I come out to the good by me doing it. This head here will spray over to about right here. Well, in order to get great overlap and great coverage, that head should be spraying out to the road. Of course, it just don't do that. So that's why we put that one in. That way I get exceptional coverage there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 is right here. And all this is just extreme coverage. Matter of fact, once I've run it for a little while, I'm probably going to end up cutting a few zones, or cutting a few heads off, because I just, I went overkill on it. And the reason I did that is I've seen hundreds of yards over the years that the irrigation coverage is pathetic. So I didn't want to be that yard. I wanted better than it should be coverage, and I went with these I-20 heads, the Hunter I-20s, and that allows me to cut an individual head off just in case I got a wet spot. And this app right here is just, I don't know why it won't focus. This app is crazy cool. That's zone number 8. Let's see if I can, whoops, what'd I do? Zone number 9, it's gonna be right there along the back edge. See, like this corner is a great example. This head throws to this head, and that head throws over to that head. Well, so does this head right here. It reaches almost all the way over here to there and to here. More than likely I'm going to end up cutting that head off, and then the same thing in that corner over there, because when I mowed today, I could already feel it. It's a little soft right here, so I'll end up cutting that head off at some point. And then I got the ones over here on the side that kick in, and this is a shady part of the yard. Stays a little more moist over here, so I got a good feeling I'll definitely be cutting a few of these heads off. Getting some seed coming up in these areas. You can see a little bit, but my plans are to actually let this thing dry out. And I know that's crazy, just put irrigation in. Why in the world do you want to let it dry out? Well, I got a lot of I think I don't know if it's stressed, I'd say more of it's dead turf down in the canopy and stuff. And you can see it down in here. See this dead down in here? And I'm not used to that with my yard. So I'm gonna do something I totally never do, and that's dethatch the yard. I've got a dethatcher. It goes on the front of a machine. Now this back in here, I'm not going to dethatch it. It's completely fine. Basically from the side up, I'll dethatch. And I'm going to let it dry out, because dethatching always works dry when the grass is dry, or when the ground is dry versus when the ground is wet. Let me go up here and show you this. So that's why I'm going to do that. The other thing is on these, where I had to fill in these ditches, you guys might get a shocker on this one. If I can't get these back perfectly flat like I had them, which is going to be incredibly difficult to do, you might see a renovation next year. And I'll get all this. I know it's crazy, insane, you're ludicrous, Peter, but man, I like a flat yard. My yard's always been perfectly flat. You could roll a bowling ball across it. And of course, when I went and dug these ditches to put the irrigation in, which, you know, had to happen, you know, created some bumps. And that may be a little overkill, maybe not. That's just me. I like it flat, and I'm gonna get it back flat one way or the other. So you see this little Pilex action going on. Look at that runner. I'm 6'1", and I don't know how tall my leg is, but it comes all the way up to my waist. Look at that one runner right there. Isn't that crazy? So I got two little spots here, right up there. I had to hit it with some Pilex to try to clean up that Bermuda or keep it controlled. And you can actually see the discoloration on the fescue right here. That's where the permagreen stopped spraying. Let's see if you can see it over here. Not quite as bad there. But the Pilex will discolor fescue just a little bit. No big deal. All I gotta do is mow it and it'll pop right back. But look down here, look at it. Look at that nasty Bermuda. Ah, gosh, I hate that crap with a passion. I know some people like that grass factor dude. I know he likes it. He actually encourages it to grow in the yard. But some folks just, ugh, we hate it. Look at that, look at it. Die, Bermuda, die. So anyway, I'm getting some new filming equipment that should make the videos a little smoother and nicer and that kind of thing. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully, from what I can tell by the comments and all, people are actually learning some things and it's helping some folks out. So that's the main reason that I'm doing the videos. So I spent a little bit of money on some editing, not editing, but just actual video stuff. I got a Zion, I can't, ZUN Smooth 3. It's a gimbal. That way you can get some real stable footage instead of me holding this phone and bounce. See how it's bouncing? See it bouncing? So we'll get rid of all the bounciness. We'll probably do a little video on an overhaul aeration and seeding, not like a typical, because you know, typically you ride it with a plugger, put some seed out, fertilizer, and water. But mine needs a little more than that, so I'm probably going to end up doing a video on that, like a mini overhaul on a yard. It's gonna, you know, I'll show you the dethatching process and all that kind of stuff, and get it plugged up and go from there. So anyway, you guys have a good one.